Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Waffling On. Today we are looking back on X Marks the Spot, an epic show that took place in Biggleswade, Bedford.
Bedford, yeah.
Bedford?
Bedford.
It was in Bedford. Just this last weekend. Although I've completely forgotten everything that happened. So thankfully I've got Dan and Claire with me today to help me remember what went on. There you go. I'll look straight at the thing. First up, a nice return. We have Nick back. Nick the ref is back in the house. Nick. The cheer is there. And Tristan Pritt has also returned to the fray with his sparkly jacket.
Yep.
And some more Tristan Oakey.
Yes, although not enough Tristan Oakey.
No.
Again, we have this week been singing his themes, like Sing for Stevenage. Although I was like, I'm sure we have to do Sing for Biggleswade, but it didn't quite fit as well, did it?
Ballad for Biggleswade.
Yeah.
No, we'll have to work on that one.
Yep. Yeah, but no, great to see him back. I thought he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay. The ring's all set in Kray City.
Yeah.
We have signs everywhere.
No horses.
No horses.
I was pleased.
Agreed. If you see horses, it can't be Kray City.
Yeah.
And signage is everywhere, proclaiming that's where they are.
I'm now an official citizen. I've got a card and everything that says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Citizenship available for £1.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I got mine just because I'm already a citizen.
I was about to say, because they were desperate.
Oh.
Not true.
Probably true.
Dan's quiet tonight.
It's very quiet. Don't, because if he starts farting again, then we're done for. So just let it be.
Yeah, he might have said something in Northern.
Yeah.
Understood. Also, you'll notice I've negotiated the return of the flag.
Mm-hmm.
The Wrestling Outsider flag is back.
We found it.
It was found by someone else, hung high
Mm-hmm.
in the Weatherly Centre, and now been repatriated back to Wrestling Outsider Towers.
Yep. So
we can say ding ding and get on with match number 1.
So first up, the professional wrestler. One of my absolute favourites. I think the man is phenomenal. One of the best wrestlers on the card right now for UBW, Mr. Bart O'Connor. Great to see him back. I think he's on top form at the moment, so really excited for this match when I saw it was announced. Against another really big guy, Ian Rosario, who, again, we saw not long ago at UBW, cheating with his shenanigans. And, yeah, you can give me that face, but you know he's like, oh, my rib, I'm so, it hurts so much. It hurts so much. Not true.
But we had that again here, didn't we?
Yeah.
At one point, and it's the professional goes for the rib, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Ian says,
just Justin.
Yep. What are you going to do about that, Red? And Nick says, impartial Nick says, why? He didn't do it, did he?
Exactly. Yes, Nick. Right call. Right call
there, possibly, but there were some things he said later on in the match. Well, not in this match, but later on in the evening. Showed that he might not be as impartial as we need him to be.
Yeah, this is true.
But 2 big guys, right?
Yep. 2
really big guys.
Yep.
Previously, we saw the Demon up against Tommy Kyle. And previously we saw Bart up against SSD.
Phenomenal match. Still one of my absolute favourites. Hands down.
Now 2 Behemoths, a Demon and a Behemoth in the ring.
Yep.
So you call BMMSM?
I don't think you're allowed that in wrestling.
Depends on the town.
What is that?
Big meaty men slapping meat.
That's not Dan.
That's not Dan. And we're in trouble. If we lost Dan again.
I'm not Dan? Well, these 4 then.
Honestly, I think you might need them if you're going to, survive.
Everything looks real with those on. Right. How long do we leave it before we send people out to start looking in their car boots?
Honestly, I'll have a look when I go out.
Or something.
See if he's in mine.
Have you kidnapped Dan?
No, I wouldn't do that. Why?
I'm slightly confused. This is going to go really well.
So when we lost him last time, it turned out that at the Chippy, Big Wade.
Don't listen. Anyone who's coaching Dan at the moment, Dan was at the Chippy, probably collecting for other people.
Fish shop or carpenters? East London boys. So
yeah. Well, I did send him to go and get dinner, and then he didn't come back. So he owes me a chippy tea. And Wade had shoved him in the back of the Mini.
But it's all right. I found him after 2 days.
2 days.
It's
2 days.
fine. He'd eaten all the quality street.
Even the manky ones.
No, not well. They were all manky. They've been in there since Christmas before last. But he left some things in my shoes.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think anyone eats the coconut ones, though, do they?
I think someone does.
Dan.
Mm.
That's why he's not here.
Yeah, it would not surprise me.
Probably doesn't, because people keep placing bounties on people's heads.
Oh, that's because no one wants to eat them.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to understand everything that's said tonight. No Northern's going to get spoken.
This is true.
Don't get your hopes too high.
Do you like salad cream?
No.
Yes!
Who likes? What human being likes salad cream?
Dan.
Dan. Just Dan.
Like I said, what
Dan.
human being likes salad cream?
It's true. How do you feel about pickled eggs?
No, I wouldn't date one, but no, not a big fan.
No, see?
Consistency, smell.
Yep.
Texture.
You wouldn't take
You know,
one to a
it's the
picnic.
same reason why I'm not keen on Ian.
No. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, he is a bad egg.
Oh, I was going to say, why is he pickled? But now I see. Now I see why you're wrong.
Yeah.
Wrinkly. Anyway, yeah, big meaty men slapping meat.
Mhm.
Two big dudes, two
Yeah.
big guys. I thought it was the first time we've seen Bart slowed down, taken down off of his feet, and kind of a lot of his offense kind of neutralized.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, normally with these two guys, you've got Bart is always spectacular and a high flyer as well.
Mm.
But Ian wasn't playing by those rules,
Mm.
even when Bart had the opportunity to do his epic dive. Ian's wise to this. He just moved out of the way. And he was hitting a wall that he wouldn't normally hit. Normally, shoulder on shoulder, Bart's coming out on top. But this was just like, as I say, Behemoth versus Demon.
You'll see, he's coming back. Ian has put a fair bit of size on.
Mhm.
Ian's basically eaten Ian.
Yep.
So he's a big dude now.
Is it Ian squared?
Ian squared.
So is it the original Ian, or is he like?
It's like Bill and Ted, you know, when they got stationed, the two guys that split apart and then they come back together and
Yeah.
form a bigger one. He's basically done that. That's what I heard.
So it's like the end of Power Rangers as well.
Like a transformer.
It's all-
Like a transformer.
Or you can't say that. That's going to set Ashe off. Ashe is going to go nuts here.
I've only seen like some little bits of things. Like, don't Transformers go from like little things to massive things?
No, that's the
No?
Zords in Power Rangers. Transformers
That's
were
true.
something else, and then, mind you, some of them can expand in size, but this isn't a Transformers podcast, much as it isn't a condiments podcast or a film podcast or any of the other things we talk about here.
Not
That's
yet.
That stuff, did you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
Who's got that on their bingo card? No. Okay. No one's shouted
No.
Lion or House yet.
No.
We'll get
We'll
there.
keep going.
Was there a wrestling match?
There was.
There was. Okay, it was the first one.
Yes.
Scheduled for
1-4.
1-4, and we got to say 1-4.
Yes.
The OGM, as he classed himself, and we'll get onto that guy later, doesn't want us to say 1-4 and enjoy ourselves, and he
No.
never has, even when he was supposedly not a meanie pig
Which just proves he was.
all along.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Mr. Bart O'Connor.
Mr. Bart O'Connor.
Being fantastic.
In Bedford. Yeah, he was still going high, still trying to be as spectacular as he always is, and he made inroads in the end. I think he managed to take Ian down at one point and maybe target the leg, which grounded him slightly. His base wasn't as strong. And so it ran through with a couple of absolutely spectacular dives off the turnbuckle, twisty, spinny, and landing on Ian. He finally got the victory.
Yeah.
That I suppose you think he deserved.
Totally. Totally did.
Did you predict it?
Bias.
Oh, yeah, I think I did.
It's not looking so good for me, is it?
Not really. No.
It's looking even worse for Dan.
It is.
I don't think Dan even predicted anything.
No.
I
0
predicted
points
salad
for you.
cream.
Oh, no one needs that. That's a
But
bad.
I think the thing as well is when you look at the two of these, two massive, very good, very powerful, big super heavyweights, I think Bart has a bit more in his arsenal than Ian.
Mhm.
Ian will beat you down and stamp you into the ground. But Bart will do that, and he'll do it from a height as well.
Yeah.
He's got that extra element to his game, and I
Mhm.
think that's what really helped him out today.
Yeah.
Today? Last week? Maybe today as well. I don't
He
know.
might
Is
have
he
done it
wrestling
today.
now?
He might
Maybe.
be.
So that's what being a
Wouldn't
professional
surprise
is
me.
all about.
Oh, you wrestling? Yeah, he's wrestling.
He's
Fine.
usually
He can't
wrestling.
pick up.
No, he can't. No.
Being professional elsewhere,
Yeah.
like we are here.
Yep.
That's- We're back on. Yeah.
No?
No? Oh, you can introduce this one. No interest.
Tag team action. Defending champions. Now they're being...
Oh, you get used to it.
Yeah, this happens a lot.
This happens a lot.
Is this something subdernal, subconscious that's coming out here?
Would you like to join us in a tribute to Tommy Kyle?
Yeah.
This is
What's
Tommy
this
Kyle.
for?
Thank you very much.
Tommy Kyle.
Once you've seen it,
That's it.
cannot be unseen.
No, I'm glad I haven't.
It was something.
Yeah, it's ruined my eyesight.
And I still love Tommy Kyle.
It's not that it's ruined your eyesight, mate. I know it is.
What do you mean?
Tag team action. Not in this capacity, but this capacity. Reigning champions. Progressive Overload. The only other people that I want to see hold the belt other than the Odyssey currently. Although, wouldn't have minded if you guys picked it up.
That was a good save.
It was.
Tactical.
Yes, so they were up against a new tag team.
Yeah. Trying to think of a name for these guys.
They had a
St.
name.
Valentine's.
So St.
St.
Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yeah.
As well, yeah.
Yeah,
That was good. I like that.
yeah, it was.
Why didn't we put that forward?
Yeah.
Was it a massacre for the Pooh Boys? We'll get to that in a minute.
Spike Valentine back though.
Yeah.
Great to see.
Big return.
Good to see that he still had the same theme tune because I like that one. It's an epic song.
Yeah, we all love a bit of Taylor Swift.
Swifty.
No, slowly.
And still wearing the pink. Right, I'm going to put you two down because
Arnold can look after him.
You can be looked after over there. That's it. Don't knock everything down. Behave. Still wearing the pink and the black with the moth-eaten top. Needs to go to Kray City to get a new one.
From the charity shop.
And we were in Kray City, so hopefully he found one when he was there.
Yeah, but Sunday hours.
Oh, yeah.
Is he back on his own?
He was back with someone who we've seen quite a few times recently.
The dashing dandy.
The dashing dandy, the sort of child-stealing, kiss-stealing young man, Samuel Santani. Which I'm just going to put out there, actually a little bit in love with at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, so on the Tommy Kyleometer or the Scotty Rourke-ometer,
Oh,
where have we got a new ometer?
yeah.
An SSD-ometer?
Yeah.
That sounds like something you'd do all day.
Yeah.
Anyway, have you checked the SSD-ometer,
It sounds like, yeah,
titration and all that kind of stuff?
that's it, yeah.
I wouldn't recommend poking him. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Well, she gets paid for it.
True.
It was a tag team match.
It was,
Scheduled for 1 fall.
yes.
And it was for the titles. But we had to put up with the return of someone who calls themselves the OGM, one Boo You Chase Anthony,
Yep.
who came to the ring in Biggleswade and says, "Hello, Bedford."
Yep.
Just-
Twice, because he corrected himself and still got it wrong.
Like a fart in the spacesuit.
Yep.
Or a crap purple jacket.
I do
Yeah.
like the purple jacket, and if you'd have paired the purple jacket with Tristan's purple trousers, although slightly different purples, and me and the boss had this conversation,
Yeah, she loves purple as well.
she does, and they're just slightly different purples and they would have clashed, but it would have made an epic purple outfit.
On Tristan.
Yeah.
Not on Chase. He gave Tristan the earful as well.
Did you?
Basically said, "You're not welcome back."
We love him though.
Not true. There's only one person who's not welcome back, and that is the purported OGM, who introduced his new friends, Progressive Overload,
Mhm.
the guys who he backed
Yep.
years ago.
Let's talk about the OGM thing for a second.
Definitely,
I mean-
this
I mean,
is a
just-
conversation I want to have.
Yeah, let's just talk about Chase. This square-headed, Easter Island-headed waste of human flesh. This loud, this big-headed, this loud, bell-ringing, headache-inducing, migraine-giving of a person, giant-headed purple suit wearing who can call himself an OGM, unless it's some kind of medical term, which I could think of something for, which I won't do, something to do with gynecological. He came on here a little while ago, and he what's the old phrase? Take my name out your mouth. He had a few words about me, if I remember correctly.
He did.
Chase, I've said this to you in person. I'll say it to you now because I know you watch this because you just love to hear people talking about you. Because let's be honest, nobody else does. I trusted you. I gave you an opportunity. I gave you the world. You did well with it for a while. You did a good job. But the ego came through. And the ego was always there. I knew it always was. The ego rose up and came through. And you always had this desire to do more. And you took the opportunity. I'm all for it. I'm all for taking a chance with something, taking the opportunity and running with that ball. The problem was you threw that ball back in everybody else's face. Now, I know you're used to having balls in your face. Different thing. You've started something now because you've now put yourself out there. That ring isn't very big. It's very easy for an errant foot to hit you in the face. Because let's be honest, that head's a really easy target. It's a very easy thing for somebody to accidentally, I don't know, hit you in the back of the head with a chair. As you said last time, I'm just talent. Well, just talent can pick up a chair very easily. Just talent can be at ringside. And just talent, this just talent, has beaten your tag team champions once already. So when we feel like it, we feel like having a second match with Progressive Overload. Boys, you're very, very good. But I'm a big fan of two lucks is a charm, or what's the phrase? Twice is it?
Twice charm.
Twice is a charm, whatever. I don't know. Yeah. I think we need to do it again. And I think we need to beat them this time. And we might do that old stipulation that if we beat them, I get 5 minutes with you.
Oh, yes.
Ticket sales.
Yep.
It'd be great.
Yep, we'll do
5 minutes alone with Chase Anthony.
No, not alone. You have to be out in the
Yeah. The problem is though, I'd spend like 4.5 of those minutes going, "Oh God, what have I done? Somebody call an ambulance. I'm going to get arrested for this."
We won't tell anyone.
No, it's a shame because we've got an ambulance waiting out the back.
Yep.
Because I'm prone to going off on one.
He does have a funny
So
yeah.
I've got a direct line.
I think that's probably the reverberations from that foghorn of a voice that man likes to hear his own shit. So that's probably what it is.
Yep.
Just get some earplugs, mate.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm gonna take a breather. You talk on about the match a little bit because I'm gonna be biased.
Well,
and another thing, right? No, carry on, sorry.
Well, and definitely another thing because I'm a bit of a pedant. So the O in OGM, I am told, stands for original. As a UBW original, do you remember way back in 2013, the GM, the very first show in that September being one Chase Anthony, boo you, Chase Anthony?
Funnily enough, no. He was even less of a nobody back then than he is now.
And subsequent, all those shows, there was another GM who predates him. I can't remember his name at the moment, but it was the GM that handed that title over to him, as I recall, who's an even more original GM. I'm sorry to have come here without all the information. We'll do a bit of a check on that, and we'll come back to everyone with exactly what
I think he was kind of in that direction, maybe. Oh, sorry.
No, it's not worth it.
Give it a go.
Well, there'll be an excuse later on, I'm sure. Was there a match?
Yes.
Because we cleared him out the ring.
Yep.
Well, he was out the ring, but he wasn't too far away. He was sitting next to the boss.
Yep. Although, before you move on, I would like to see someone hit him with a chair just in revenge for how he took out Adonis Payne that time, because I consider Adonis Payne a friend and he needs to have just desserts. And not good ones, like the ones you get in the high street, like with the waffle and the ice cream and stuff. Or they've got these cinnamon buns up the road that have got like white chocolate and raspberries on. So good.
So not good desserts. So what bad desserts could they be? Like ones that have been left out, like cream ones that have been left out in the sun and gone properly wrong.
Not proper cream, like that fake cream.
but not like Bobby's cakes. Like cakes that don't have sell-by dates on.
Yeah.
Because they last.
Yeah.
Fake Victoria sponges and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you on that one as well.
So yeah, if someone can do that, that'd be lovely.
Thanks for bringing up desserts.
Not just looking at anyone in particular.
No, I don't know who it could possibly be. I don't know who you could be thinking. This would do. It's quite nice. It's quite heavy.
Yes. Although we need that.
Top pineapple.
It's ironic, isn't it? Because speaking of stalls,
Yeah.
Bert and Ernie were in the ring.
I really enjoyed watching them actually.
Hmm.
Yeah. In fact, I quite liked everybody who was in the ring at this point, and there was some funny bits at the start with the whole shake the hand. No one wants to shake the hand. Here's a foot, and then all the feet.
How easily is Bert duped every single time? It's a shame.
It's slightly easily led, I would say, occasionally. I think he has some smarts in there somewhere. They just don't always come through.
But he wants to join in the fun.
Yeah.
It's like he's got some kind of fun sponge with him that basically says, no,
Yeah.
all the fun will be sponged up. Stay focused.
Yep.
I gave him a piece of paper once. It had please turn over on both sides. Hours he was there.
Oh, I bet he really enjoyed that as well. Yeah.
Probably only Aiden that said, oh, we've got something else to do.
Yep.
So, busy.
Yep. However, Mr. St. Daniels, he took an absolute battering, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't think he was. I mean, let's recap what this poor lad has been through over the last
I don't think it's the same person. I can't believe that there's not a vat full of Samuel St. Daniels clones that they just. I mean, maybe.
I mean, show me where that
Makes
is.
sense.
Okay, let's retract that because we need you here tonight. You might go off searching for something. If I find the magical vat, I will let you know.
Thank you.
But yeah, the fact that the guy recovers from everything he gets put through.
He's been squashed by a big wade.
Yes.
He's been pummeled into the floor. He has been thrown over ropes. He's been squished by a Bart O'Connor.
Yeah, he's the fisherman Kanuku onto the shoulder. He's had that as well.
Been taken out for sushi, apparently. So,
Sushi, that's warm.
Fisherman Kanuku, didn't he work for Michinoku Pro? Maybe.
I think he worked for John West.
John West?
the salmon people.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought he did the Westerns. I know, John Wayne.
Marilyn.
Monroe?
Wasn't it? I like Marilyn Monroe. She was very pretty.
She was.
So Samuel St. Daniels.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, to say he's often gone for a kiss on the hand.
Yes.
Not everyone's obliged. Bart O'Connor, in tribute, did give him the kiss on the hand, whilst I think Samuel St. Daniels was lying in the puddle of himself.
Yes.
As they extracted him from the ring, there was just that arm up like that, or was it like that?
Yep.
But here, Spike was more than happy to plant the lips and then double elbow drop. It was on Ernie.
Yeah.
Happy to see.
Yep.
More of the same.
Yep. It worked well.
Yeah, it did work well. But those dastardly Apu boys always seem to find a way at the moment.
You mean they're talented?
No, I didn't say that.
No, but it's true. It's true. It's true.
No, from first-hand perspective, give credit where it's due. They do have talent. They do.
Yep. It's
low, but they do have talent. They have something. They maybe should get that checked out. They are good. I'm not saying we did beat them. We did. I'm not saying you got to see beat them. They did. But they are good. And they wouldn't have the belts if they weren't.
Exactly.
But as good as they are, as good as they were, neither of them are quite as dandy as SSD.
Mm-hmm.
They don't rock as much.
And they don't rock as much as Spike Valentine.
But that's individuals. As a tag team, Progressive Overload are strong.
Yeah, I'll give you that. They are a good unit.
Eunuch.
Speaking of units, Chase. He's what? 6'2", 6'3"? I didn't know they could stack shit that high.
He's not that tall, is he?
His head's like 3/4 of his body. Have you seen the size of that cranium?
It is deceiving.
He's like a human Funko Pop.
Oh, yeah.
But not as adorable.
Oh my god. gosh, I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that.
Yeah. That's why they're having problems, you see.
Actually, I stood beside him and I didn't think he was that big. But then we've had this problem before, haven't we? With Act 2, who I thought were quite small, and they're not small. They towered over me.
No, I really regret taking the mickey out of one of them the
Yep.
whole time when
Yep.
he looked down on me, and I was like, "Oh, that other one's a law. He's tall."
Yeah.
No, but he does a huge cranium. It has its own gravity.
Mhm.
People are suddenly drawn
I
to
was
it.
going to say, is that why he's attracting things?
No, shit attracts flies.
Oh.
But yeah, really good match. I personally, I think there's a very, very bright future for Dandy Orton, as I'm calling him.
Oh, we like that one.
Yeah, we
Right,
like
you like that? Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
keep that. We'll keep that.
I think Dandy Orton's got a long future. And
I think so, it's very.
Progressive Overload showed why they are the tag champs. But we need to talk about what happened after the bell.
Yeah, we had the returning champion. Well, SSD took the brunt.
Yep.
SSD took the pin.
Yep.
And then Spike took the mic
Mhm.
and said some very, very complimentary things
Yep.
and some very true things about the fact that a lot of these young up and coming guys that are coming through, like Samuelson Daniels,
Mhm.
are a credit to the wrestling scene, a
Yep.
credit to their trainers,
Mhm.
and they're making the British scene, especially, a spectacular place to be at the moment.
Yep.
He then said, "I've had a great time. I'm glad to be back."
Yep.
And
And we were all glad to have him back. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay, Spike!
Yeah.
Yay!
and so I'd gladly take your hand again.
Yeah.
I think there's a future
If you'll have me.
if you'll have me. And then we had the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Bad, Spike. Bad.
I would say possibly the first wrestler I ever saw at UBW may have been Spike Valentine.
Mm.
And he wasn't a nice guy that day.
Yeah.
He was a sucker.
I don't.
With the lollipops.
Okay.
It's only backstage.
Yep.
Oh, lollipops. Yeah,
I've
yeah.
heard that.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You'll ask me later.
Do not go backstage. I'm
Um,
telling you. No looking.
Yeah, he set about SSD. So
Yep.
the tag team is not going to happen now.
No, and I
Um,
was really looking forward to that one. They worked well together.
They did. They look like a great unit.
However, hold that thought, because who comes out to save him?
Okay, you're asking me at my age to hold a thought.
Yes,
Barely hold his bowels.
this is true. Yeah,
So I've got the bag and the ambulance.
Yeah. the professional
Professional.
wrestler comes out to save his mate Samuelson Daniels from a fate worse than Spike.
Spike, who says there's only room for one person in the spotlight at UBW.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be no tag teams.
Yeah.
Spike Valentine has returned. But he's chased off by the professional
Do you think he was talking about Adonis Payne,
wrestler.
Spike,
He might have been.
or maybe Jackson Hart, or not memes,
Tommy Kyle,
maybe Tommy Kyle, yeah, maybe Amira,
Jethro.
probably not Jethro.
So
So yeah, we've got a whole raft of people that could be in that spotlight.
Yeah.
Maybe he was talking about himself though.
Very likely.
I think either way, I think there's a day of reckoning that Samuel deserves back on Spike.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be too surprised if those come back around at some point,
Mhm.
because knowing Samuel as I do, as much of a jolly good gentleman as he is, he doesn't suffer an injustice.
No.
So I think Spike had better watch his. I mean, I say Spike should watch his back. He was too busy running away,
Mm-hmm.
leaving Progressive Overload to get shit mixed.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Samuel deserves a bit of a second go around on him.
I think it's ironic, isn't it? That a
Well, that's
man.
what I said.
Huh?
I love that
Don't
song.
you think?
Love that song. Brilliant.
Did it rain on your wedding day?
No, it was really sunny.
Oh, that's
Like
good.
one of the hottest days of the year. You really want to be wearing a big dress on that. Trust me, it wasn't nice. It was a lovely day. But
Those are
Yeah.
my plans for next week.
yeah. Don't-
Well, it's not going to be warm anyway, so
just don't have
you're
lots
fine.
of skirts and you'll be fine.
I get ruin my plans for next week.
Just the mini skirt then.
Yeah, just one skirt's fine.
But the guy's cried off
Easy dukes.
that he's the only. Stop this! Stop this!
Got
I'll
something
tell you
horror.
later. That he's cried off of having anyone but himself in the spotlight, and then angered what we now understand may be two friends getting together. Two guys will have each other's back. He's
So,
not going to have any friends to back
exactly.
him up.
I would absolutely love to see Samuel St. Daniels and Bart O'Connor teaming up to fight off all of these bad guys that keep appearing to beat up the fantastically, phenomenally, wonderfully, very
Bad
sweet
guys.
Samuel St. Daniels. Yeah, I think they would make a fantastic tag team. So more of that, please.
BOC and SSD.
Yeah. I'd like that. But yeah, Progressive Overload still won. So yeah. Square One champion.
Yes. End of the first half.
Yes.
We have a belt, and one of 4 belts on the line has been
Yep.
pointed out, or 5 if you do the tag team that way.
Mm-hmm.
So as Tristan pointed out, that is more than you get at these big shows. This
Yep.
is everything
Yep.
on the line, except maybe there was one belt not on the line this time. Though. But this is for the Square One title.
Yep.
This is the Big Boy Baller after his Big Boy Baller brawl.
For all.
For all. You see, it's just magic. Put me off there. He's
Keep
come
going.
back. He's defending the belt.
Yep.
Against one half of the Kray City Rollers.
Yep.
Brawlers. Kray City Brawlers. Kray City's Rollers is a personal thing I think you've got going on.
We don't correct personal things. That's very personal of you to correct a personal thing.
Although when he gate crashed, Wade corrected you as well.
At least someone's listening.
Well,
Always someone listening.
yes, always.
That's what Truman told me.
Yep.
But we have the big one, the
Both of them.
tidal Wade,
Yep.
coming in to try and wrest the belt.
Yep.
From the incumbent.
Yep.
Excuse me. That wasn't planned.
I was thinking, what did I say? 302-day reign at this point.
Yep.
The longest reign of any Square One champion.
Yep.
But it's the first real big man that he's come up against in defense of the belt.
Although, let's look at some of the opponents he has had. Like Tony Sin, we miss you. Absolutely phenomenal feud between those two, and he came through that. Who else has he gone up against? Adonis Payne.
Yeah.
Um,
He's fought Aiden White twice, once in the guise of Ben Gedling. And then, sorry about, didn't mean to bring that up. Moving on. But this is the biggest of big.
Saying that Harrison Leon has single-handedly beaten both of Progressive Overload.
And not only them, he's beaten one half of the tag team before. And I know that he's gone up against Artemis as well.
It's a pretty good scorecard.
Yeah.
But to completely crush, squash, annihilate, destroy, almost retire Progressive Overload single-handedly, it's pretty
Even
good.
before they've started.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think? Good, isn't it?
Well, no,
Good.
because
Come on, Dudley.
He beat Bart as well.
but who has the gold?
Rumpelstiltskin normally, but
This is more silver, isn't it?
It is actually more silver, but I mean, the tag belts aren't. The tag belts are gold, aren't they? And look who's got them. Just saying. So yeah.
It's not about that, though, this match, is it?
No, it's not. It's about all of the accolades and celebrating Harrison Leon and how he is the longest reigning Square One champion, which we have proven. No one else, just Harrison Leon. Yeah.
a very different challenge. Because if you look at Overload, combined weight, not even as much as Wade. If you look at Honestly, combined weight, not as much as Wade.
Mm.
On that day alone, he weighed in. He weighed in. He weighed in. I think it was at 305 pounds, possibly more. Enormous human being.
I wouldn't want to take that one.
Well, no. And you see what happens when you do.
Yeah. Yep. But then Harrison's not a small guy.
No, there's no ball at all.
No.
And in the height stakes, I think when they went face to face at the start,
A
little bit taller.
Mm-hmm.
And sparkly as ever.
I was going to say very, very much more sparkly. Yep.
Firing those notes out. The kids went absolutely nuts for those.
Yep.
As always.
Yeah, I've got more at home.
It's not real money.
I'm
You have more
hoping one
kids
day.
at home?
Yeah, well,
Like pick them up and take them back.
that's it.
And
Yeah.
collecting them.
Like
The
Samuel-
child catcher.
Like
This
Samuel
is-
St. Daniel
this is
purports
it.
to do at the
See,
start of shows.
I'm thinking
He
if I
gets
can
them
get
back,
in
it's
on it as
fine.
well, then he could be like more. I was going to say something that I shouldn't have said then, so I'm lucky.
But
to
you
stop
didn't
myself.
say it.
I did not. He could recognise that I am a kindred spirit and love me back. Moving on,
There's a-
Harrison Leon.
There's a message to everyone.
I don't really steal children. I
on-
don't.
well,
I may have like a cauldron and whatnot, but I'm not like the Sanderson sisters.
I have to say that at one point during X marks the spot, I looked to my left where the boss normally is.
Oh, I did steal your child,
You
didn't
did
I?
steal my child, yeah. And then I looked, and my mother was also not there, and I haven't seen her
I
since.
did-
What have you done with her?
I do love your mum. Might have borrowed her so that she can bring me a picnic.
In your pocket. She's a
Yeah.
borrower.
Yeah.
So we just established it. You're starting a cult.
Yes.
Oh, it's well established.
Come join me.
One of us. But back to the match. You should try stealing Wade. You're going to get him in your handbag. Incredible. I've never seen Harrison Leon handled like that. I've never seen him dominated like that. I've never seen him throwing everything at somebody and nothing sticking, not being able to get his normal stuff off. I mean, he looked rattled very early on.
There's stuff that has absolutely decimated previous opponents. He might as well have been kicking and run into a wall because Wade was not moving. An immovable object.
Yeah, and he fully went out there. I mean, like he said when he was here, he fully went out there with the intention of, I am not coming home to Kray City without that belt. And that was his mentality throughout the whole thing. And you could see that determination on his face every time he got run into, every time he was slapped, or, you know, any time Harrison came anywhere near him, he was very much, I'm standing my ground. This is my ring. You're going to do what I tell you to do.
Yeah, and there were points, and although it pains me to say, we were in Kray City, but there was a crowd there that seemed to be supporting Wade.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever heard a murmur of support for the guy, except from the false mayor.
Yeah.
But there were people who were actually there. There were people sitting next to me who were definitely there to see Wade.
They'd come to pick up their citizenship cards like mine.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it, you know, you watch Godzilla films, and yeah, Godzilla's trampling on stuff, but you still kind of feel a little bit of awe, and you feel, oh, I'm impressed by him at very least. You often see these villainous characters that are just so powerful, you can't help but at least kind of have a bit of respect for them. And with Wade, he brings everything to the table. He's the real deal. And he's got the goods. And I think a lot of it as well is you look at that guy and you think that's someone who, if he keeps on the trajectory he's on, especially what he's been on this year, he's going to be damn near unstoppable. And I'm starting to think he's starting to outgrow his boss a little bit. We'll come to a bit more of that in the end. But success breeds confidence. Confidence breeds new thoughts. New thoughts breeds new ventures. I'm just saying, people are starting to get on the Wade wagon because I think they're starting to see what Wade's all about, and you know that could go somewhere.
Yep. And ladies love a bad guy. Just saying.
Just saying.
Yep. Just saying.
I tell you what else was said. There was a moment when Harrison was absolutely splattered.
Yes.
And a tiny voice from behind me in the crowd said, how did he not die?
Yeah.
When Harrison got back up.
Yeah.
And I have to ask the question, not only how did he not die and get up, why did he get up?
Yeah.
After that, because a rough night for Harrison
Yeah.
in more ways than one.
It was brutal. Absolutely brutal.
There is actually a scientific explanation. So, you know, like if you have a cardiac situation and they pump your heart,
Yeah.
They put hard impact on it to get it going again.
Yeah.
When weight lands on you, because I've been under that, when weight lands on you, it's so heavy, it almost like jumpstarts you again.
Oh, yeah.
So you get like a very sudden kind of adrenaline burst. It's false adrenaline because it's actually your body trying to survive and not die.
Yeah.
So it gives you just enough to get back up, but then you kind of go, you have this kind of like false confidence, like, hey, I'm ready to go, and then he hits you and you just go down again. But that's what it is. It's like a kind of chest compression to kind of give that extra blood to the heart. Is what it is.
Kickstart my heart.
Kickstart my heart.
So once that happened,
I love Taylor Swift.
once he kickstarted your hearted, did you get up and beat him?
Who shouted?
Oh, no one
Oh,
hates that.
no, it was me, but I told you about these special elasticated things.
Damn these electric sex pants. No, I didn't. I got up and was like, I can do this, and then he sat on me again. And
Mhm. I mean, doesn't adrenaline kick in the fight or flight?
Yeah.
I think I would flight
Yeah.
rather than fight.
Or I think if adrenaline kicks in, I just cry.
Yeah, I think I do too, actually.
yeah, it's normally
You
the best
You
option.
get the shakes, don't you? And then everything is, it's not happy days.
No, so I've also got this theory, right? That most animals do the territoriality thing.
Mhm.
So I always have a friend who's
What,
a
like we on the
slower-
floor? Yeah.
So if I always have a friend who's a slower runner.
Yeah.
So if a tiger, it's the pants, it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
If you're being chased by a tiger, you only need to outrun your friend.
Yeah.
But if a tiger does corner you,
Yeah.
if you were to urinate
Uh-huh.
everywhere with the tiger, then that's territoriality, or that you really might taste bad, or you're really not worth the effort.
I think it'd have eaten you by the point of you trying to.
But it would have bitten into these special elasticated pants and got a full face full of whatever's in there.
Saying that, and again, this is a bit of science for you. Sloths smell really, really bad.
They do.
And the reason is it's a deterrent. So if anything tries to go and eat them, they go, oh
Yeah.
my God, this smells really bad.
Yeah.
And that's why, even though sloths move so slowly,
Yeah.
they don't have any natural predators.
This is true.
That's also
That's
why
true.
That's why Dan moves so slowly.
That's
That's
why they're
true.
so smug. They're like this whole time.
Also,
I've
you
got you sorted
know,
out.
they have to hang on to a tree to poop once a week.
They're regular.
Big deal. I do that daily.
What, hang on to a tree?
Yeah. It's the only way it works.
What do you reckon they do on the on Bristol scale?
No, it's got to be like the
Chicken nuggets?
Yeah, the chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
I think it's more like Maltesers.
Yeah. I mean, they've got to just eat like
Well, that's a-
vegetation.
That's a
haven't
number one.
Yeah.
Maltesers is like number one.
they? Yeah.
Vegetation. Oh, don't worry. They're out again.
It's the zombies. They come out about this time of night.
It is.
No, it's not.
It's
I'll have
wrestling
to,
towers.
of all the things said tonight, I'm gonna have to beep that out. I'm not having that foulness said on my podcast. So I've kind of given away the ending there.
Yes.
It was a rough night for Harrison,
Yes.
and it's a rough night for other people later in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But the rough night, man, there was height in the Weatherly Centre. And earlier on in the evening, Harrison leapt off the top turnbuckle, and I thought he was going to garrote himself on the overhanging lights when he came down.
Mhm.
But the height with which Wade picked him up and slammed him down,
Like he weighed nothing.
yeah, I think he's grazed his nose on the ceiling as well as been obliterated
Yep.
as he hit the mat. And it was a simple 1, 2, 3. And the
Yeah.
rain is over.
But there was even a pause where he was like, "Stay down. Now I will pin you." Like, it was like that air of confidence that he was not getting back up again
yeah,
to be like,
he looked at him as if saying, that is a job well done.
Yeah.
And the referee may have intervened at that point to see if he needed that kick-starting.
Yep.
Because the adrenaline wasn't there to get him back up again.
Mm-mm.
You see tigers or lions or even bears, oh my, when they capture something and they know that they've got it, they
Yeah.
know that it's done, and
Yeah.
they play with the food before they finish it off.
Yeah.
I think that was another similar situation. I think Wade just looked and went, "You're not getting back up. I'll take my time. I'm going to
Yep.
just soak this in."
and it just made him that much more terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wade scares me.
Harrison pointed out that he's very slow and deliberate prior to the match.
Mm-hmm.
And he was slow and he was deliberate.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
But yeah, new Square One champion. Dark days ahead.
What a surprise. Another summons here. Missing property. Thanks for coming, Dave. Just waiting for someone to arrive, and here they come.
Speak of the devil and he shall appear, they say. Welcome back. I say welcome back lightheartedly.
Well, nice to see you still lurking here in the back streets, despite the lofty position of champion.
While the boss is preparing my new suite. Looking forward to sitting in a nice comfy chair. I know you could provide me with one.
Welcome anytime.
So I believe you're expecting me to return this.
Yes, please.
And yet you turn up in that. What is that? Did you not see that pirate steal from us? But yet, so he thinks. Because we all saw where the Young Lions title really went. So, still your Young Lions champion, Vinnie Kray, your mayor. I will return this on the condition that you dress appropriately when I'm in your presence. So, now you have that. You may have this.
Thank you.
And when you're called to Kray City, call it by its name and introduce your Square One champion properly. So I'm going to walk this way. I'm going to come back after you've announced me properly.
I'm here in the back streets of Kray City with your Square One champion, Big Weight.
And for any challengers out there, don't be stupid. I'll see you soon. Remember, we know where you are. We will always know where you are. Any more slander, and I will wreck your studio and you.
Back to the studio. Part 2.
Yep.
Second half.
Yep.
A second half that maybe is more subject to change. All 3 bouts may not be what they were listed at time of billing.
Mm-hmm.
First up, we were expecting Tommy Kyle, the Absolute Maverick, versus the Conqueror, Adonis Payne.
I was really excited for this one.
Well, really?
But
Really, really, really exciting.
no, because you've got my friend Adonis Payne, that's Tommy Kyle, who I really, really love. They're equal.
Well, they weren't.
Maybe. Yep, probably like that.
Controversial.
Yep. And then I was like, right, I don't want to pick because I always back both of them to win. So what on earth was I going to do? So when it changed, I was quite happy.
Who did Dan back? Who did you? I'm trying to think who Dan backed, but obviously the replacement.
He would have backed Adonis Payne because who are you, Tommy Kyle?
Exactly. But the replacement is someone that Dan never backs against.
Exactly.
Awkward.
Yeah.
But something that he was spared from. The Truth Seeker is the replacement.
Yeah.
The bad altitude partner of one, Tommy Kyle, comes out to a chorus of Shame's Teabag.
Yeah. Which everyone joined in with.
Yeah.
That wasn't annoying at all.
No. And they're all saying it, but no one seems to know what it means.
No.
And we never will.
No.
as far as I know. It's a rematch.
Yes.
Summer Super Bowl. Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
From last year in August. It's a rematch of a contest.
Was that in Stockport? No? Which one was that? Royston?
No, it was in
Royfold.
yeah, it was in Royfold. I like Royfold. He's a lovely guy.
Yeah, fella.
Is that the guy who owns all those shops up in Norfolk?
Roy's.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's one of my other half. Loves going to Roy's.
I love going to Roy's. I tell
Oh,
you, me
yeah.
and Kelly, we're like the same person.
But you can't say a real name.
Oh, sorry. Me and Mrs.
Redacted.
Me and Mrs. are the same person.
Mrs. Hicksey.
Yeah.
The same person.
Well, it depends who you ask. I
Oh, yeah,
suppose,
absolutely. Yes. Happy anniversary.
Thanks.
Where were we?
Royfold.
Royfold. We were at
Royfold.
Royfold.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Talk about a rematch.
It's a rematch, not initially billed, but the Truth Seeker is out first, joined by the Conqueror, and in all honesty, there's no comparison in terms of the crowd reaction.
Yep.
This is a one-sided contest in terms of support.
Yeah, everyone loves Adonis Payne.
And maybe not Truman.
I mean, maybe he does. I don't think we'd ever know, would
He has
we?
a funny way of showing things.
Maybe his love is a boot to the face.
Maybe he loves cats.
Don't think he loves him.
We've established that one.
Yeah.
Although, go on.
No, go on.
I was going to say, although these two are perfectly matched in terms of technical ability, so this was always going to be a fantastic match.
Technicians,
Yeah.
champions,
Yes.
established UBW champions. Both have been tag team champions.
Yep.
Only one of them at this point has held the big belt.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. I mean, yeah, Truman Roswell. Is he a Grand Slam?
So he's had the British Championship, he's had the Tag Championship, he's had the Young Lions Championship, he even had the Infinity Championship. RIP, I wish we could bring that back. Yeah. You know, he hasn't had the Square One. He was around before Square One was a thing.
So there's only one of these guys has got the
Time's not real.
opportunity.
Yeah. But yeah, what's interesting, I think, with this is you've got two guys who are both, although it was a while ago for Truman, both coming off of losing championships and going into a bit of a lull. I know he's not quite found his footing since losing that British Championship.
Nope.
A bit sporadic. And I know it is definitely a conspiracy. I heard he went to the moon, but he couldn't find it because the moon doesn't exist.
Exactly.
He's seeking the truth, looking in the wrong places. So, try your pockets. He's been trying to find himself since, and I think he's now starting to get himself back there, which we'll go into when we talk about the match in a minute. But he's trying to get himself back to where he was. You've got Adonis, who's just dropped the tag belts. He's only second ever belt after the Square One Championship, and that's definitely knocked his confidence. He's not the same, and I've seen it with a lot of guys and girls, and in between. When they lose a championship, it knocks them, loses confidence.
Yep.
And I think they're both kind of in that almost limbo, which is why I think this match was very important.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. It's one I was very much looking forward to when it was TK versus Adonis, and when I found out what was happening besides, it was like, this one is going to absolutely storm X marks the spot, and it didn't disappoint.
Yep.
What did disappoint was Truman targeting Adonis's leg throughout to try and grind him down when we know it's a fantastic tactic. It's a very, very good idea considering we know how quick he is and how lethal he can be with that boot. Not an unwise thing to do, seeking victory and the truth. But on this occasion, I think it's the first time I've seen an unsuccessful spin side job.
Yep.
Normally, Truman delivers that and it's game over.
Yep.
On this occasion, Adonis has been a victim of it before, knew it was coming and managed to get himself out of the way for that. Also, there was something I think I took down the notes because Truman trumpeted this as he came out. He was going to do the Phoenix Trigger Elbow, which was going to be spectacular. It's something he'd made up himself. I don't know where he got it from, probably the dark web. That wasn't as successful as it was meant to be either. I think he only ended up damaging himself.
Yeah. Adonis Payne with his Olympus elbow and all of the amazing things that he can do. I think there was like a 619 in there as well at one point, if we're allowed to call it that. Um,
I'll beep that out later. If not, I might have run out of beeps actually from earlier on.
and I think one of the best things for me in this match wasn't necessarily all the high flying stuff. It was the arm drags to start off with, and how quick and on pace they both were. Just absolutely delivering one after the other to each other, and I think that just showed how blow for blow they were.
Yeah. Truman more willing to use shenanigans and ring posts than his opponent, who hasn't always been on the good side. No, we'll put that to one side. But did we get 1-1, or was it 2-0? Well, the story isn't just about a clean win here. It looked as if we were going to get the record equaling one. We were going to have 1-1.
Yep.
And the conqueror would conquer.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, his music hit again.
Yep.
Sound desk shenanigans. It's been an ongoing theme of recent UBW shows.
Mm-hmm.
We had Adonis screaming over at them. What's going on?
Yep.
Who's that?
Who's playing my music?
Yeah. Gave Truman the chance to reset himself and then successfully hit the spin side job and take the record to 2-0 to his advantage.
Yep.
Any thoughts?
Well, we know that there is a little bit of history there with Chase Anthony, so you know.
Who you, Chase Anthony?
Who you, Chase Anthony? We all know how we feel about Chase Anthony.
Who you, Chase Anthony?
There are other words that other people would use as well. You're welcome to use
No,
them.
we're short of beeps.
Okay.
So what I find is funny is that he's manipulating the sound desk, and I do find it kind of weird that he actually understands how to press buttons on a laptop. And I find it weird that he can lean over a laptop and that massive head not just fall on the keyboard and damage it.
That may explain it.
It could explain it. I think I need to try and find a way of making that so he can't get anywhere near it. I don't know. Maybe I'll make it smell of a woman. He won't go anywhere near it. Maybe that's the answer to it. Prick.
So possibly Chase Anthony. We had.
It's safe. I think it's safe again.
Trying to think who else was over there that could have been a mastermind of trying to distract Adonis.
Adonis has, as we said previously, not made friends easily, but he's on the upward turn now. I think he's got friends in the locker room, but there are a lot of guys who are maybe siding with someone who classed himself as the OGM.
Yeah.
Where were Overload
This
at that
is
time?
A good question.
Where were your boys?
I tell you, I saw them. They were over by the merch table.
They were.
They were watching on the whole time. And I know that Ben Gedling's Bert, quite gangly.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure he's Mr. Tickly enough.
Oh, he does have a vibe of Mr. Tickle, doesn't he?
Got that strange staring into the distance smile and a tiny hat on his
It's
head.
not very orange, though.
He's not very orange.
You ever seen the He-Man character, Mechaneck?
Very much so. Yeah.
But it wasn't them. Might have been Calvet. Maybe.
He wouldn't dirty his hands on somebody else's keyboard.
This is true. Yeah, we want to touch something that other people have touched.
I'm telling you, you don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
It's your boys.
So, machinations, shenanigans, and Adonis is robbed again in Biggleswade. 2 in a row. I'm hoping the next time we see him in Biggleswade or Bedford, that is soon turned around, and hopefully from here on out on the road as well, we aren't going to see a repeat of this because we have co-GMs, not just an OGM. So hopefully we can see something a little more straight going on here. But I'm sick of seeing the guy robbed.
Yep, definitely agree.
Obnoxious, gigantic melon head.
That's it.
There we go.
Sorted. Put that on Wikipedia. That's now fact.
Let's go. What are we doing?
Let's go. It's a big belt up for grabs.
Yep.
Match 5. Subject to change.
Although we didn't know it.
We didn't know it, and maybe the opponent didn't know it until their name was called. We have Ricky Calvet.
With a lovely fluffy belt.
The fluffy belt.
The fluffy
the
wig.
shake of chic.
Yep.
The deity of delighty.
Yep.
Other things as well that are mispronounced by Boo You, Chase Anthony.
Mhm.
Back again.
Yep.
And Chase Anthony tells us that memes can't make it to Bedford.
Mm-hmm.
To a mixed reaction, I have to say.
Yeah.
Lots of people were sad about that.
No. Sorry, it's me. I'm buzzing.
You're buzzing. I know. I often find that people in my company are always buzzing. It's just the way it goes. So Chase says, that's it. By default, the belt is retained. And no contest.
I mean, yeah, in theory. But when has it ever gone like that, really?
Well, remember, we have 2 GMs. We have co-GMs, not just the OGM. Music hits, and out comes Hugo Blue to remind Chase that he doesn't rule here. And that although Memes isn't turning up, he's put a bounty on Ricky's head.
Is it one of the little ones?
It must have been. In my eyes,
or a
that's not
fun
great.
size?
I couldn't see it from where I was. I didn't know if it was the red label or... Can you still get red label bounties?
Yeah, because they're the dark chocolate ones,
Yeah.
aren't they? Yeah, even more gross.
I mean, them... Coconut fan?
No, I'm just dark chocolate bounty. That's like vomiting on a turd.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Vile.
Oh, don't start heaving. You'll set Claire off.
Yeah, don't do that.
Is that a trigger response?
It is awful. No, I can't.
And there are so many triggers.
And you know, when you go out in like London and stuff, not that I do that very often because I'm old now and I have to be in bed by a certain time. If someone has had an unfortunate evening, sets me right. So even my phone's like, no.
It's vomit alerts.
Yeah.
Something has been said. Trigger warning.
Yeah.
See, the streets of London are said to be paved with gold, right? Actually vomit and give up.
Can we not just not?
Small colour
nothing.
yellow. Aim that way. So, on to the big belt, big belt, big belt, big belt, big boys, big belt.
Who likes bounties?
Yes, Anthony.
I heard Chase Anthony eats corn the long way.
I've
yes,
heard this too.
Yeah.
I did hear this. Yep.
Yeah, it says a lot.
Yeah.
So sudden last minute change and big surprise. The spiciest of spices, the edge runner himself, Josh Spicer, comes out to answer the call.
Yep.
And I think he answered it loudly and clearly, didn't you?
Looking for that bounty.
Maybe he does. Yeah.
He can come to my
Awesome.
house after Christmas and take all of them.
Yeah.
Not like an admin dog because
Maybe we'll save them up and just bring them.
they don't contain farts, so I can't have them.
This is true. Although he came out all guns blazing, full of beans. Sorry, I was going with the food thing,
Yeah.
like trying to,
But not
bring
the
it back round.
tomato sauce on beans.
Not tomato. No,
You
'cause that's
don't
just
put
wrong.
ketchup.
I know, right?
You don't put ketchup on beans either, do
Right.
you? What's the point of that?
Shouldn't put
Settle
ketchup
this.
on anything.
I settle this.
Ah,
Like,
here we go then.
oh,
Here we
no.
go. It's
I
the
was
big
going to
debate.
ask. I was going to ask.
Do it.
Red
Do it
sauce
anyway.
or brown sauce?
If I have to choose, brown sauce. Because at least brown sauce has some flavour to it. And
No,
it has some...
all the bad flavour.
No, it has some flavour. It has some like smokiness to it. It has a bit of like kind of texture to it. It has a bit of depth to it. Tomato sauce is like, hey, do you like being punched in the face? And while you're being punched in the face, I'm going to stamp on you. Right, just take your taste buds out, rub them down, then put them back in your mouth.
Question.
Vile. Go on.
Isn't that what you do though when you're in the ring?
I'll rub myself on people. Of course, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't mean that.
Yeah. How do you think I get booked?
Well, honestly, you're not booked enough then, are you? But
Yeah,
like-
got to work on your technique.
yeah,
Gag reflex.
stamped on and punched in the face. That's like a repertoire. Surely you'd be like,
It depends. It depends if you're doing foreplay or not.
well, this is true. This is true.
Four-way play. Tag team match.
I'd still go ketchup every time, even if that is the consequence.
McDonald's burger, right?
Yeah.
Bottom bun.
Yeah.
Beef patty.
Yeah.
Top bun. We're done.
No,
We are done.
No, the,
No
Not even the
more.
onions.
the gherkins.
No,
Oh,
no
get it.
gherkin.
Oh, they're the best.
This is how.
And I literally order burgers just for the gherkins.
Well, this is why my marriage works, because I don't have the gherkins, but Mrs. Ixie is like, hand those over. Perfect.
Same. I am the gherkin machine.
Look
No,
up-
that's wrong. Don't put that in, for God's sake.
Hi, welcome to the Wrestling Outsider After Dark.
It's always after dark. Yeah.
She's gone a whole different level. Yeah.
Oh God! See, this is another step to me getting banned on the internet.
Oh, this only
Or
goes out on the
second career,
dark
one of
web,
the
you
two.
know.
Yeah.
Now, Gherkins are evil.
Oh,
Yeah, cats will tell you that.
just gonna launch my own
Cats are
band.
scared of them.
I'm surprised.
Cucumbers.
Yeah, I've had that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cucumbers.
I do like a gherkin. And
Speaking,
also, you have to have.
Say euphemism.
That's it.
she likes them sliced.
Gross. Ketchup on everything. Ketchup for
Oh.
the win. I think we should do a poll at some point. We need to do a poll on the
Comment
Wrestling
section.
Outsider.
Comment section.
I think you spoke about polls enough tonight, Claire.
Should we should do a shout out to a couple of our regular viewers and ask them what their opinions are. So,
Yep.
Biker Waif.
Yep.
Red or brown. Arthur Skurro. Hello, Arthur Skurro.
Hi, Arthur Skurro. Say hi, Arthur Skurro.
And wave like an imbecile. Hi, Arthur Skurro.
He loves everything nice like that. You see, because he's nice.
He likes brown sauce.
Does he? You better not do. Don't like brown sauce.
Put it in the comments. In the comments. Right. So we've worked out the red or brown. Great to have you here. Proper journalism. There we go.
Have you seen that video of the cat when they put like gone off cream? I don't
It
know.
goes, yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. That's my. Oh God.
Oh gosh. Anyways, cats. Memes. Memes wasn't there.
Memes wasn't there.
We had the spicy boy.
We did have the spicy boy. He's looking for the bounty.
Yep.
Red or blue, doesn't matter.
Nope.
He was there to take that bounty and take the belt. And this is a rematch.
Yep.
And in that previous match, I believe one Josh Spicer came out with the belt he held at the time with such a plum, the Young Lions Championship. So,
Genuinely
Happened
thought you
before.
just called him a plum, but no, I've just realised what you said, so it's okay.
He's such a plum.
It's like a plum.
such a plum, says the Gherkin machine.
Sorry, Spice. But what you'd expect from this match, you've got two of the absolute best, fast-paced, high-octane, high-action competitors in there.
Mhm.
And I think this is the biggest challenge that Calvet's had yet for his belt, because Spicer was all over him.
Yeah, and he's also not got help from ringside because now barred from ringside, which I think
Yes.
we might have said, or we might not, because we got distracted by comestible goods.
What's a comestible good? What's a comestible good? Have you heard of that? I don't-
Yeah,
I don't think
it's,
I want that.
Do you not?
No.
No.
Do I?
I don't know. I'm not sure if
Is it?
gherkins are comestible. We'll continue.
it's ancient Greek.
Well, you know, the highbrow stuff we talk about here, as proven by the last 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that Josh Spicer was probably the best we've seen him in a little while. He seemed to have a little bit more of his enthusiasm back. He is finding his feet as to who he is since he lost the Young Lions Championship, and more of Josh Spicer.
When there's a belt on the line, the focus does increase.
Yeah, I'm not even sure it was that. I think it was the fact that he was coming out and he knew who he was facing and what he was up against, and he just brought his A game.
Yeah, and he's beaten the guy before.
Mhm.
And Ricky didn't have Chase at ringside.
Yes.
He's now banned from ringside at Biggleswade.
Yep.
Wade Bree thinks it's Bedford, so he's not bothered.
Yep.
Which meant that the numbers, for once, weren't in Ricky's favour with the belt.
Yep.
That may have buoyed the edge runner
Mhm.
to think he stood more of a chance, and he looked like he was going to grasp it. Absolutely went for it.
Well, if you noticed as well, Calvet went for his patented beauty shot,
Mm-hmm.
flip, ducked it, missed
Yep.
it. How often do you see him miss that?
Mhm.
Came back, Spicer caught him on a rebound. I thought he had him there. So he not only had his number, he had him scouted, and that close.
Yep.
That close.
I can't remember if it was this match actually, or one of the earlier ones, but Nick was officiating, and someone made a comment, and Nick said, "You know, I'm as disappointed as you."
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He's getting some opinions.
he's
isn't
getting
he?
some opinions. You've got to
Yep.
be careful, Nick. You've got to be careful. We're all listening.
I have seen Nick take some people out before, so I wouldn't mess with Nick.
Oh, strong ref, Nick.
Strong ref Nick.
I know you don't mean you've taken through. He hasn't knocked on the door and said, "Could I interest you in a fine dining experience?"
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
I love Nick.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I haven't had the offer, so I'm disappointed if it
Yeah.
has happened and it wasn't me.
And you two were both there. You both saw it.
Yep.
Bedford, Sacrifice, myself and Nick. We get along well, but we got into a bit of a tete-a-tete, face-to-face.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going
And-
European on us with the mayonnaise. No, not the mayonnaise.
And I did eat a ref stunner, and I did get put on the floor. So Nick is not one to be messed with.
This is true.
I learned that the hard way.
I wouldn't mess with him. He comes across very nice and placid, but he'll take you down.
Take me down to the shops.
Might do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask him nicely.
Yep, he took me out first class, special delivery, the lot.
Yeah.
Boom, gone.
That's it. Posted you right back to where you came from.
Return to sender.
However, unfortunately, Josh Spicer not victorious on this occasion.
No, Ricky, as usual, I think he tried to flee at one point and was brought back
Yes.
to the ring.
Through the curtain.
But
Yeah.
without his backup, he still has one thing on his side currently, and that is the championship belt,
Mhm.
the fuzzy weight title.
Yes.
And he looked to be wanting to use that on his opponent to gain the advantage, or the DQ, I guess. Champion's prerogative. He's not
Yep.
going to lose the belt if he does get disqualified. But Nick was quick to take it off his hands.
Yeah.
But also quick, once Nick was taking the belt and putting it somewhere else,
Mhm.
were two other individuals to come to his assistance.
Yeah.
Any idea who they were?
No, I don't really remember
You
what
don't
happened.
remember-
Maybe I went to the loo at that point. Maybe.
Maybe they were over by the merch table, so maybe it was Sue and Lindsay. Is that
Maybe.
right?
Yeah.
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 And they was carrying the tag belts and just fell in the ring, just happened to be there.
I don't remember seeing that happen.
It's funny that.
Didn't see it, didn't happen.
Oh my God,
Yep.
it's incredible.
God, you should be on Truman's game.
Should maybe just move on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair and square win from what I remember.
Who-
Spicer took a face for the belt and ended up getting pinned. Calvet retains.
I mean, I remember him retaining,
Mm.
but yeah.
Two people sitting at ringside again next to me, unpopular. Maybe we should ask them.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not on speaking terms with them, so maybe it goes over to you.
I mean, I could give him a call.
But you've got them on speed dial, haven't you?
Not necessarily. Maybe.
Well, they won't be watching this anyway. And if you are, red or brown?
Yeah.
It's the big one. It's the two guys on the poster.
Yep.
It's a year's worth of vitriol and vim and anger and ferocity, culminating in the main event of X Marks the Spot, a match in Kray City, which is a Kray City street fight, which we've seen before. In fact, this is the match that Vinnie stipulated in order to win the Young Lions belt from Josh Spicer
Yes.
over a year ago. So, slow clap for Vinnie Kray and his long reign as Young Lions
Yes.
champion.
Yeah, credit where credit's due. He has had a very long reign as the Young Lions champion.
But herein is a match, possibly subject to change. We may not have a show from Skurro, but a match so violent and liable to spill out of the ring that we need more than one referee.
Yep.
So we have Nick in attendance. We have the returning Alex Knowles, one of the pillows of UBW,
The true OG ref.
who, and sorry to have missed this, actually officiated the Adonis versus Truman show earlier in the night.
Mhm.
Didn't miss a step. It's like he's never been away.
Mhm.
He's also outside the ring officiating when things get messy out there. Who else? Who else is the human zebra here? Is there someone else, Dan, who you can think of who may have been there in ring?
Earl Hebner.
Dave Hebner.
Brian Hebner.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Brian James. Brian Blessed.
It should have been
Me. Oh, if we've had Brian Blessed, that would have been amazing.
Matt Berry. Matt Berry would have been awesome. Just saying.
No.
That.
Try
Mary
and
Berry.
arrange that.
Mary Berry.
Oh, I prefer I'd been a berry.
Oh,
Might be, yeah.
yes. I have actually got a cuddly rabbit berry.
But yeah, so I was drafted in as a special request because I was involved in refereeing the very first ever Skurro and Vinnie match. So it seemed only poignant I'd be involved in this to try and contain the carnage and also to try and limit any interference or shenanigans or anything else going on because there'd been enough that night already.
Yep.
One question I have to, given your involvement with these two in the lead up, you've had a very different experience between the two wrestlers. How difficult is it to remain neutral in a match like this?
It is difficult because I've got a history with Vinnie and I've got kind of personal linkages with both because I've trained both of the guys. I consider both of them kind of like almost like my children. Although Vinnie's,
we can't ask you the question that we want to ask. So.
I was going to say Vinnie's more like the child. You know, the one in The Simpsons, like the one that they keep up in the loft, in the attic, and they, you know, the other Bart that they keep up their porch that they don't let up. Vinnie's kind of like that child of mine, but nonetheless, yeah.
Not a sweet child of yours.
Not a sweet child of mine, no.
That song.
Good song.
It's a good song.
It's good. I love Taylor Swift.
Yep.
But yeah, it is difficult. But at the end of the day, it's about the belt. It's about the show. It's about the promotion itself. All the rest of it goes out the window, and you play it down the middle, and that's what I had to do.
And very well done as well.
Mm-hmm.
Upstanding for most of it and lying down at one point, but we'll get on to that bit. Firstly, we know that there was a late call. Arthur Skurro is injured. He's shouldering an injury, which he was getting a review on the day of the match.
Yep.
And we're told out comes Vinnie for a celebration. It's only going to be a celebration because the Pirates not turning up, and this is to commemorate that over 1 year reign of the Young Lions champion.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got confetti cannons, and much as I said earlier on when Wade was out there, there's quite a few Kray citizens in there.
I saw quite a few T-shirts. Yeah, and I've got my little card now, so technically I am as well. I was on Skurro's side.
Keep that under wraps.
Yeah.
Maybe I was as well. No, maybe about it.
Yeah.
Definitely not as impartial as the referee on this contest. A year in the making, and bad blood.
Yeah, I mean they've clashed twice before. Both times have been absolute bangers.
Mm-hmm.
You've got one of the brightest up and coming stars in Arthur Skurro. You just think that he's been doing this a year and have the success that he's had and get the fan support that he's had, and it's incredible. And the growth in Vinnie in the last year has been mind-boggling from where he's gone from to where he is now. That belt absolutely made him. So this was a very different Skurro versus Vinnie than it was a year ago. Two completely different people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Technique-wise, I think they've both come on leaps and bounds. They are quite evenly matched in terms of ability and skill. I don't think Vinnie necessarily needs Wade, and I don't think Wade necessarily needs Vinnie, and I think we've alluded to that before as well. They both stand on their own merits. However, I think the fact that they have ganged up on Arthur Skurro has led to more support for Arthur Skurro. He already had a whole ton of that to start off with. I mean, the guy is just likable, and he is the people's pirate.
Yeah, I was thinking it might be the rummy fumes that he was giving off that made people happy around him. But we might not get rummy fumes tonight. No. Vinnie's out. He's extolling the virtues of being your mayor. He's congratulating Wade on his victory. Mm-hmm. He's set him up in a suite out the back to enjoy this. That's why he's not come out at this point. And then he's interrupted. Mm-hmm. The cannons fire.
Yep.
There's a flurry of noise, and out steps with an entourage. Mm-hmm. It's that dirty little pirate that Vinnie was talking about. Skurro, even if not cleared, has come out.
Yep.
And he seems utterly intent.
Very focused. Yeah. Driven.
Yeah. Laser focus, which is incredible because pirates didn't have lasers.
No.
But yeah, laser focus.
Got those, what are they called? Telescopes.
Telescopes.
Yeah, one of them on.
one of them on. Did I tell you why Pirates were wearing an eye patch?
Yeah,
and
you
we
did.
move on.
You did. You did. But I
Just
don't-
about every week.
Yeah.
Just about every week.
Yeah.
So he's here. The bell is rung. Let the festivities begin. And we all know what street festivals like in Kray City.
Yeah.
Don't.
All that.
Yeah.
There's lots of
Violence.
Violence.
A baseball bat in hand. The mayor,
Yeah.
false mayor, welcomes a flag waving pirate.
I mean, he's already standing there in the ring with the bat ready just to take a swing at him. So already Arthur Skurro is at a disadvantage.
Bat.
Bat. Oh, just. But then, I mean, let's look at the other things that then come out. We've got bins, we've got ironing boards and irons.
We've got life
Life
preserver.
Life
Yeah.
preserver. We've got parrot.
Yeah. Yeah, that parrot was vicious.
Hit him with the parrot.
Several times with the parrot.
You also had a firearm, and at this point,
Oh,
I was
yes.
very concerned about where this match was going.
Yeah, I did, didn't he?
I don't know all the rules of wrestling, but if
Oh,
the
yeah, well,
firearm had discharged and he'd pinned
Yeah.
Vinnie, is that legal?
No, because depending on where your faith is, at which point Vinnie's soul would have left his body. So you're not actually pinning Vinnie, you're just pinning a meat sack. So technically Vinnie retires with the championship.
There's some people who don't have souls.
Exactly. I mean, I think we
Fair
should ask
point.
Tony Sin what his take on that is, because he's,
The topic isn't about Tony Sin, so he wouldn't care.
oh, this is true. This is true. He's got other things going on. To be fair, though, I have seen quite a few meat sacks being pinned in the ring. I wouldn't say that.
What
This-
videos are you watching?
Oh, she sees things that we don't see.
This is
She
true.
has more free time than us.
Yeah.
I wish I did. I wish I did. So yeah, I just said it would have counted. I'd have given him a belt for that.
Luckily, we
I wasn't
understand
officiating yet.
that this firearm is like Kray City.
Yeah.
It's not real.
It's not real.
I thought you could say it's a street in Germany, but
A single
okay.
street in Germany.
Yeah.
We have a cutlass comes out. Someone gets slapped with a cutlass.
Mhm.
But yeah, more interestingly, as you point out, it's ironing time.
yeah, the ironing board and the iron.
Yeah.
I don't know where he got them from.
Kray City's only small, which is what explains that ironing board was.
I don't think it's made up of borrowers, though. Maybe it is.
Maybe Munchkin Land.
I'm going to be really tall there.
Yeah, I'd say at the moment, I think you're actually quite tall, but I only could grow my hair higher. So it's getting quite violent out there.
Yeah.
Both within the ring and outside. And Vinnie is getting quite verbal as well.
Mhm.
Someone is trying to encourage them back in the ring, but
Yeah.
it's a street fight, and we are on the streets of Kray City.
What do you do?
You can only advise, but Vinnie is intent on murdering someone to death,
Yeah,
as
that
he
was
tells
definitely
everyone.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
And that person is a prone Arthur Skurro, who's not Arthur Skurro.
Through the
It's
barriers.
actually a horse.
Yeah. No horses allowed, though. There was a sign.
What a mare!
Oh, yeah.
I saw him pop out from under the ring wearing that horse mask, and it legit made me bolt for a second.
Oh.
But
No, he didn't keep
it's
it on
fine.
for long.
No, they didn't go for long. But I rode it out.
Oh, God.
And I got back in the saddle
Hey!
because this was the main event.
Oh, God.
Okay, so I had to get my shoes, my working shoes on. That's a very tenuous one,
Yeah.
but you get the point.
Yeah.
So who was jockeying for position for winning this one?
Lord.
I don't know, but they were galloping forward with this
Oh,
match.
dear God.
Let's just stir up trouble.
Tenuous, but I like it. Yeah.
Tenuous. But that wasn't the end of it, was it? We had a lot more to come.
Yeah, he was jumping at the bit.
He went through the barriers, is what he did. Arthur Skurro got thrown through the barriers, turned to the little one right next to him, and tried to nick his dummy. And I happen to know that said child is a big Adonis Payne fan.
Ooh.
Yeah. Also, really, really, really cute baby.
Oh, and you can't steal any more.
No.
You haven't got room at home for them.
He's giggled at me, that baby, so it's all good. It's fair game.
Did the baby have a teddy bear?
Gas.
No.
Who does have a teddy bear?
Mr. Vinnie Kray has a teddy
Mr.
bear.
Vinnie Kray, who is saved
Yes.
from the pirate's ire by a returning teddy bear
Yes.
through the curtains,
Mhm.
who, I guess, within the rules of the Kray City street fight, assumes he can do as he pleases. He
It is
lurks.
technically legal.
He lurks in the dark streets, the back alleys of Kray City, and was lurking behind the curtain.
Mhm.
But he's not out for long. Does he get sent away? I think he was told to get out of here. Much
He
to
was a
the
bit of a menace, wasn't he?
yeah.
I try to keep it down the middle, but I lost my temper a bit, and I squared up to Wade, and I basically offered him out for a fight, and he backed off, and he went backstage, and I'm very, very glad because I did not want to fight him really, because he would have killed me. Thankfully, he thought better, and he went away, and I managed to not soil my trousers. But yes, thankfully he left ringside, and we managed to get back to a status quo, one-on-one.
You said squaring up. Was it like squaring down? I don't think there's many people who can square up properly to Wade. That'd be quite an achievement.
Also, didn't you
well
say me and you one-on-one out the back, and then he went out the back and you didn't?
I was not stupid.
Do you think maybe that's where he still is?
It could actually be, yeah. He could still be waiting there for me.
Yeah. So I wouldn't go back out there if I were you.
No.
See,
Maybe leave him there, lock the door, don't go back to that venue. You're all sorted.
maybe
You're welcome.
the
Right,
blow to the head that later results means you've forgotten what had happened.
Yes.
Because maybe he waited out the back, but he came back out, and once you'd got proceedings back in the ring, a blow on the head from behind with the square one belt was had.
I did wonder what that was. I just remember getting very warm in the head all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then I just assumed I had a nap. I don't remember.
It was quite a long match.
It was.
Be forgiven for needing a nap.
That explains the headache.
Yeah.
Because obviously I didn't see it. I didn't know what happened.
No. So just to let you know, it was him. He came back, and you were laid out.
Mhm.
And proceedings just got wild because I know Alex was concerned for your health, so he was looking after you, and things just went nuts. Chairs, smashing up pyro.
That explains why I smell cabbage. So yeah, I mean, I just remember coming back around. What happened during that point?
Not a lot.
Because I remember at one point...
we were more concerned about you than...
don't worry about me. You can't do any more damage to the brain cells. I remember Skurro getting hit with a pool cue at one point,
Yes.
and he had a welt right away across the middle of his back. And
Yes.
at that point, I actually remember saying to him, "Is this worth it?" That was not a good idea. As a pool cue straight across the back, and he said, "I've got to go for it." You know, potluck.
It did the way that it scarred. It looked like there was a big break there.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's only a game.
No.
No.
It's only a game, but he did put up a real good fight.
I'm gone. No, we can't do that because Claire will not allow it.
This is true.
Stuck in the ring apron at times and being beaten.
Yep.
And then the most offensive weapon for someone teetotal like myself, 5,007 days.
Well done.
The rum was brought to the ring.
Yep.
Skurro was about to get rum, which he's not normally averse to, but this was previously been in Vinnie Kray's mouth.
Go on.
But it didn't get sprayed in Skurro's face. It was sprayed on the Wade.
It was, right, yeah. Burning of the eyes. I really, really don't like it when people do that, like accidentally or inadvertently or whatever the situation may be. But no, gross.
What is it? The rum in the eyes that's gross, or is it the spitting? The huck tour.
Yeah, that's it.
Spit on that thing.
That's
It's
Yeah.
the fact they go, I've swallowed half a mouthful of rum and now I have a full mouthful of rum.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Gross.
But yeah, so that went in Wade's eye. He's all over the place looking for the pirate, and he finds the pirate. Oh, lethal.
Yeah.
Slams that pirate to the deck, regains his vision, and realizes that Vinnie's lying on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, and everyone at this point was like, yes, Wade, you know, take him down. This is what we've all been waiting for a long time, because everyone's got faith that Wade will one day see the error of his ways.
Of his Wade.
Yes. And then he comes to, realizes, and is like, "Oh, what did I do?"
Well,
And then we were like,
wasn't
"Oh, he's still bad."
Vinnie wasn't happy.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Stockholm's a suburb of Kray City, from what I've heard.
It's possible. It's
Could be.
possible.
Could be.
It's like one of those wormholes that takes you to and from.
Yeah. So I think about this point, I think I come back around, didn't I?
I think that
Yes.
if you remember anything besides that, do you remember a table?
What's the table?
I remember seeing the table, yeah.
There was a table.
Yeah.
There was a Kray City table.
I remember there being a Kray cutter under some chairs.
Yes. Ooh.
I remember counting for that, and he kicked out, and I thought,
Yep.
maybe I'm still asleep because I can't believe he just kicked out of that.
Yep.
I do remember that happening.
I think it's not long after that the table's brought in because we do like a full furniture suite.
Yep.
There's no point in having a chair without a table.
Yeah, exactly.
And Vinnie was going to serve up something on that table, and it was going to be Arthur Skurro's face.
Yep.
But the captain's not taken down that easily.
Yep.
Uses the table, plants that false mare through that table onto the canvas, shoulders on the canvas. I checked.
Yep.
Checked how many Paul counted. Do you recall?
8 or 9, I think. I
8 or
wasn't
9.
too sure.
I think you could have counted. You could still be counting possibly at that time. Such a devastating blow. And we have a new Young Lions champion and a very popular result.
Ending the longest Young Lions Championship reign of all time. And that belt's been around for 10 years.
2014.
10 years, and it's had luminaries such as Crowley, Smashing Mike, Spicer, Hustle Malone. It's a good, impressive run.
Yep.
And now it sits proudly on the shoulder of the captain. Or does it?
No, I think actually what we did see is Mr. Vinnie Kray slinking in and stealing the Young Lions belt because it is now surplus to requirement.
Why is that? Does it not count anymore? There is no.
There is no longer.
No belt for victory. There's no
So-
Young Lions Championship for this Kray City Street Fight
Exactly.
victory.
So as Arthur Skurro is celebrating and has tears of joy, and everyone is about to stand up and give him the standing ovation that he absolutely deserves, the music hits and we're interrupted.
Huge Blom.
Yep.
Huge Blom, the actual general manager. I say actual, he's half general manager, but let's be honest.
What's
he's
the
actually
other
manager.
half of him?
Presbyterian. He comes to the ring and proclaims that UBW is going through some changes, it's evolving, and one of those evolutions and changes is going to be that the Young Lions Championship ends here today. Massive, everyone in shock. Oh, what's going on here? He's just had this moment, he's just won this championship. Not quite as straightforward as that. The Young Lions belt is retiring absolutely after this amazing lineage. But, as he stated, this has been building for 10 years. This has been building a legacy for 10 years. So it's about time that we change things around. And as we've built a legacy for the past decade, we now go ahead and build a new legacy with the replacement for that, the new UBW Legacy Championship. Arthur Skurro becoming the first ever Legacy Champion.
Very much deserved.
And what a lovely belt it is.
It is.
Nice blue.
Yeah, very royal blue.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have a glimpse of the future as well as a legacy. How long can the captain hold on to his gold? Because pirates, they're always after the gold, but they're not always so good at keeping it.
Well, I do have a bit of an insider news for you guys.
Scoop!
So, being on the inner circle of things, didn't they do the song Bad Boys? They might have done. Anyway, being on the inner circle of things, I did find out today that Skurro's first defence has been signed. August 3rd in Royston. And I think it's going to be a big challenge. It could be a very short reign.
Short reign. What is that, Jackson Hart?
No, that's a horse race. That's a horse
Yeah,
reference.
that's what you put on donkeys.
Yep.
Skurro is going to be defending that belt in Royston against TJ Sky.
That-
Man who took Ricky Calvet to the limit in Coventry, and he's probably one of the best unsigned talents out there.
I'm still gutted. We're still trying to repatriate the Coventry show from Coventry.
Yeah.
It's still caught in customs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard, but we had Richard Madeley on that show,
Yeah.
and comments from The Undertaker, and oh my God, it's just
It's just stuck.
red
Politics.
tape.
I mean, if we have to fill in any more forms, and what else
I
we can do?
thought you, as a Kray citizen, would have dual nationality in some way to actually
I've tried.
get that back.
I've been on the phone. Nothing. Maybe lost forever.
Maybe one day.
TJ Sky, however, is the dinosaur man, isn't it?
Well, that is, yes.
I remember.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Remember?
Don't you remember the dinosaur guy? Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, he's back. And I think, as you say, he took the UBW, a British champion, to his limit.
Yeah.
And now he's going for the legacy.
Yep. And I've seen him at other promotions as well. The guy is an absolute force, so it'll be an absolute stunner of a match.
Yeah. I'm not reffing that one. I've had enough.
Oh,
I'm not reffing that.
Are you sending Nick in for that one though?
Yeah,
'Cause
Nick can do that. He can get hit in the head.
He normally gets. Is it safe?
Oh, he's super tough. You know what he's like.
He gets knocked down.
He gets my
He
stamp
gets
of
up
approval.
again.
He does. It's like a weeble wobble where they get. What is it? The
Weebles wobble, but
They
they
don't fall down.
That's it.
But Nick does fall down a lot.
Oh,
He does get back up, but he does fall down a lot.
yeah, that's true.
It's kind of like one of those Life Alert adverts. You know, oh, I've fallen, help, and he gets back up.
Yeah, not like me.
Deep
who
cut.
fell and couldn't get back up because
Yeah.
I'm old. No, that's going to be exciting. So, Royston, you say?
Royston indeed.
Yes.
But overall, thoughts of the event. I thought, from my perspective, I thought it was an incredible event. Pivotal change in 2 new champions. Returns.
Yep.
Lions,
Big
Tigers, and
returns.
Bears. Oh my!
Mm-hmm.
Big returns.
Takeaways from me. Chase Anthony, sent away. Good. Referees, more eyes when the prize is important. Fantastic.
You're
New
the captain
champions,
now.
very, very special day. And a rough night for a few people.
Yeah.
Literally in some cases. But no. X marks the spot. A victory for Arthur Skurro. Live long in the memory.
And now we move on to the next stage. We've got 2 new champions in place. We've got 2 new reigns to look at. We've got returns all over the place. We've got people coming in all over the place. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Let's see what comes next.
Figure out what Spike Valentine's up to.
He's not going to live nicely with anyone, is he?
Nope. So yeah, on to the next show. So Royston on the 3rd of August.
3rd of August, Royston Leisure Centre.
Yep.
In Royston.
Looks like a stacked card. Maybe we can just have TJ Sky versus Arthur Skurro 6 times.
Although there has been a match announced today.
We did announce today the first ever match for the show.
I am incredibly excited for this one.
So it's not Arthur Skurro versus TJ Sky.
No.
It's TJ Sky versus Arthur Skurro.
Yes, but also another return. Someone we've not seen for a little while, who I've seen on the socials has been doing some phenomenal things. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him back. Although don't tell him that because he is a little meanie.
Well, at least this isn't going to go out publicly, so that's good news.
Exactly.
He's a little meanie.
Jackson Hart is back. He's a little meanie.
The troublesome one returns.
He does. The short king.
The hero killer. Which hero does he have his sights set on?
Well, maybe he has set his sights a little higher than he should anticipate because he is taking on the conqueror Adonis Payne.
Come on, Donny. Back to winning ways.
Now, I had a chat with Adonis, and he's a bit concerned because he's on a bit of a losing streak. Obviously, he lost the tag belts.
Yep.
He now lost to Truman as well.
Yep.
Uh,
That wasn't his fault, though.
no, true. But he's concerned that he's in a bit of a rut. So he wants to hopefully get a win over Jackson, but they both got a lot to prove.
Mhm.
Jackson's been out a long while.
Yep.
The last time he was there, he cost inadvertently Ronnie the Women's Championship.
Yep.
He had to stand on the sidelines in Coventry
Hmm.
when all that carnage was going on.
Yep.
So he's got a lot to prove.
Mhm.
I think this is going to be potential match of the weekend.
Hmm.
So wait and see.
Could even be a contender for Wrestling Outsiders match of the year.
Mm.
Alongside Bart and SSD.
There's stiff competition already. I didn't wonder if you were going to mention anything, but no, it's one to look forward to, and it's just whether the hero killing recommences.
No, really looking forward to it. Already 2 matches that I think are going to be absolutely phenomenal.
For more of which, join us for the preview show once we have the full card announced. Dan might be here.
Dan's been here the whole time.
Yes, been here the whole time. What are we talking about?
So, X marks the spot. This marks the end. And we're going to finish up this episode. It's been a wonderful time being here. I'm very much welcomed. It's been fantastic being at Wrestling Outsider Towers. Can't tell you where that is. Secret location, but it does exist, unlike Kray City. Thank you to my adopted parents for the evening, for taking me and looking after me. I don't know how I'm going to get home. I might have to live
She's
here now.
taking you home.
Yeah,
It's probably going to happen. Yeah, I'm just going to join the clan. It's like a cult thing.
it is.
I don't know. As long as I get some special juice, then it's fine. Didn't work out too well at Jonestown, but no, don't look into that. But it's been a wonderful time. Wonderful time reviewing Next Marks the Spot. And what can I say except you're welcome.
No one asked if I was all right. I was just like
Well, you're all right.
sprawled on the stairs. No, I hurt my knee.
Do you need me here as the just bringing the bar down?
That's it. Perfect.
Oh, it's low.
It's very low.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's
why I'm here to help you get to the bottom.
I don't-
Put my hands on her ass and pushed her,
Yeah,
but then I just went, Wah!
my spirit animal. I've only seen like some little bits of things. I don't think anyone should ooze anything, but I
I'm
agree.
sure he does.